Alright, here we are, weekly vaults for all the tanks. First, we're going to do Protection Warrior here. And last week we got our Arakara Sack Brood here. But let's go ahead and take a look to see what slots we're hoping for. Looks like we could use a neck, shoulders, weapon, or belt, pant. It looks like pretty much half of our slots here we could definitely use an upgrade on. So, and maybe a trinket to replace this detachable fang as well. Pretty much everything. As far as IO goes, I did a lot of keys as Fury, so this is actually a bit skewed towards that. I believe the highest key I actually did was a double-chested 6 as a Prot Warrior. But anyways, let's go ahead and see what we get here. But yeah, I ended up doing a lot of keys as Fury, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's all three. Yeah, there's all three. And it turns out that we got a trinket. I'm actually going to take this. I don't know how good Mastery is on Prot Warrior, but I could definitely use that Mastery on Fury. And it seems kind of nice. What is the equip effect? The shard draws in remnant energy from defeated enemies, increasing your Mastery by 124 for 15 seconds, up to 5 times. So pretty much at the end of a pull, we get stronger, and it kind of helps us lead into the next one if we're chain pulling. Okay, that's kind of nice. I'm not worried about the shield. We already have a hero track shield. Although the versatility would be kind of nice. Actually, crit and verse. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with the shard. Looks to be like a double use there. Let's see what key we get. It's going to be a 7 something, I know that much. 7 Dawnbreaker. Alright. Well, cool. I think goal for this guy on IO, just do 2 more keys as tank, push my key twice. Whatever happens to it is what happens to it. Oh, I got a ring. I guess I got that last night and didn't even realize it. Couldn't just put that on. Oh, and we have 619 pants. That's right. Let's go ahead and save this. Prot. Oh, and put the trinket on as well. That might be good. Yeah. And then we can just go ahead and macro this trinket into one of our main abilities. I forget which one doesn't have CDR, so whichever one does or doesn't, we'll just put that into there. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next tank here. Alright, here we are on our Blood Death Knight here. And let's go ahead and see what we could use. So definitely a neck piece for sure. Cloak would be nice. Gloves. Looks like, oh, definitely boots for sure. But we could also just upgrade those ones if we have the stuff for it. Yeah, it doesn't really look like we need a whole lot on the Death Knight. But let's see what we get. Oh, no, let's look at the IO first. So the highest I did was an untimed 8, so I think that means the key will be a 7 from the vault, if I think that's how it works. I'm not quite sure. I did get 2k. That was kind of nice to get it on this character. But we got shoulders. Let's see here. Technically, they would be an upgrade, but we could also just upgrade the shoulders we have. So I think I'm going to go with the tokens here. I think I'm just going to save up for a socket. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. So yeah, I think same goal for this guy. Just do my key twice, and whatever happens, happens. So next tank. Alright, here we are on the Protection Paladin. And we could definitely be using some gears here. Gears. But we're pretty low, as you can see. We're 603. We could pretty much just use whatever it gives us, I think. I think at this point, that's where we're at. Definitely, I think I'd like a trinket to replace this one. Although it is quite a nice stat stick if you look at it. But yeah, that's about that. As far as IO goes, that's pretty much what happened to my keys last week. I think I double chested a 4 stone vault after depleting the 5, and then I ended up 2-chesting a 6 siege. So that felt pretty good. But I think I did say that I had a lot to comment on as far as this talent tree goes after the rework. I think what they did to this talent tree is incredible. Like I think they nailed it. As far as all of the utility and things like that. And I'm even able to take more capstones than I was able to before. Like, I'm able to take my Divine Shield Bubble Taunt, which means Bubble's no longer a dead button. I can actually use it now, which is really nice. But before they did this rework, I wasn't able to take half of the utility that I wanted to take because all of the defensive talents would pretty much force me to path around them and away from them. But now I'm able to take things like Pop and its CDR and Blessing of Sacrifice, its CDR, and even the automatic Blessing of Sacrifice. It's really cool. I really appreciate what they did to these talent trees. But unfortunately, Holy Shield or Avenger Shield still does not generate holy power, so unfortunately this guy's still just going to be a back burner tank. Still just does not feel good to play. I mean, it feels good, but it always just gives... Okay, that does feel really good. If you don't play Protection Paladin, trust me, it feels okay. Alright, we're just going to get another shield. This one is crit verse though, so I think I'm actually just going to take it. Let's just swap stats there. But if you don't play Protection Paladin and want to, it actually does feel incredible. It feels really good to play. The sound design is great. It's challenging and... not like incredibly challenging, but it's... you have to think a little bit more than you do on, say, like a Prot Warrior and a Guardian Druid. Definitely way more than a Guardian Druid. But just for me, the whole class is just ruined by the idea that I can remember when Avenger Shield generated holy power, and so it just always leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So anyways, let's move on to the next tank. Alright, here we are on the Vengeance Demon Hunter, and let's see what we could use. We could definitely use something to turn into tier, that's for sure. I'm still looking for 2 more hero track pieces for that, so I think that's gonna be what we're crossing our fingers for. Yeah, I think that's just what we'll cross our fingers for. As far as IO goes, I think I actually only did 1 key. There was one of these 2-chested 6s. I went up to like an 8 Necrotic Wake. I depleted that one. I think I tried to do a skip on the Nerzuda pack, and I guess one of the DPS was unaware of what we were doing and just started blasting the pack. And then aggro was all over the place and they just quit. And then I tried to do the skip again on a 7, failed again there, and then I tried it again on a 6, failed again there. So, like, people just keep blasting that pack. It's like they don't quite get, hey, when I say, like, we're skipping this, I'm imprisoning, hug the wall, walk past it. I just don't, I don't think people understand what that means. Or they're just not even reading chat. I don't know. But I ended up just giving up on the second key. I was just too frustrated with people always pulling. So I only got 1 done. It is what it is. Let's see. And we got something we could turn into tier. That's great. So now we'll have our 3-piece. Cephalahide Jacket. And we got a 6 Stone Vault. Sounds good. Oh yeah, I didn't even see what key I got on the Blood Death Knight to see if what's it called? To see if an untimed key will give you the next one lower or not. Cephalahide Jacket, where are you? There you are. And it turns into Crit Mastery from Crit Haste. Well, that's alright. It's not terrible. Come on, hurry up. What? Oh, okay. Just lagged a little bit there. And there we go. Alright, well, next tank then. Alright, here we are on the Guardian Druid. Same thing, I think we could just hope for anything. We don't need to hope for tier. So, I think a trinket would be good. As well as just any strong piece, really. I think most of my tanks we don't really have to think about what we want. Or at least this is one of the ones we don't have to. Oh yeah, as far as score goes, I believe we have the untimed 7 and a timed key. I think that was just 7, so that's pretty much what we get from there. Of course, it gives us this. This is Verse Mastery, though, over Haste Mastery, and since we have 5 set, I think I'm actually going to take it and replace the one we're wearing. Yeah, keys weren't too exciting on this guy either. Just the untimed Necrotic Wake. And that one was, I think, because I wiped to the Nerzuda pack. I didn't have my cooldowns up in time. If you watched the mistakes video I put out yesterday, I kind of mentioned that a little bit. We went into the Necrotic Wake. I used my CD on the wrong pull, and then because I was trying to rely on that CD for Nerzuda, I panicked and I just didn't even see that my survival instincts was up and that my bark skin was about to become up. So I ended up dying, but that's okay. I just need to learn to not panic, just kind of roll with what I have. Just, yeah, play the game. But anyways, that's this one. And finally, last but not least, my favorite tank. Alright, here we are on the Brewmaster. He's doing the best for gear, I think, 621. We definitely don't need tier unless it's going to be Myth Track, but I don't think we're at the point where our Great Vault will be dropping Myth Track. Because almost all my gear now is to the point where I have it max upgraded and things like that. But it's fine. It looks like we could use a neck. Oh, definitely shoulders. For sure. And judging by the other characters, I think we're probably going to get them. If luck like that carries over, which sometimes it definitely appears like it does. But as far as IO goes, got a couple 9s. I did try to do some 10s. Didn't work out. Disbanded, or each group disbanded for whatever reason. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and... Oh, Mistweaver. Why am I in Mistweaver spec? Well, give me 1 second here. Alright, sorry about that. Had to run some fancy fandangled console commands because I have everything hidden. But here we go. Let's see what we get. And we got shoulders. Wow, that's actually really nice. But we also got a 2... Oh, we already have a two-handed weapon neck, isn't that? Yeah. Well, there we go. And the Verse Mastery. It's actually kind of nice. I'd really hope for Crit Mastery, but I'll settle. Or Crit Verse, but I'll settle for Verse Mastery. So yeah, there we go. We got we're starting to really round out here. Let's see, 622. And I bet you if we go upgrade these ones to max, we'll be in an even better place. Yeah, this one is my favorite tank. I'm the most excited about it. It's definitely not the easiest to play. Well, okay. It's one of those things where it's easy to get into, but the skill ceiling is very high, where you can really min-max a lot in your kit. And I'm very impressed with it. I really like it. I think it's a great tank. And I really like the fact that it does have that kind of skill expression to it, where the more I play it, the better I get, the more obvious it is that I'm actually good at it. Or at least, that's how I feel. But anyways, I redid my talents again. This time, I wanted to go for the provoke targets move towards me at 50% increased speed. I wanted to try that out a little bit, especially since I'm using the Ox Statue taunt. I think that would be kind of cool, especially when we're trying to pull like the next pack or something like that. You know, it just kind of gathers them a little bit faster. I also learned something about this Celestial Flames talent that I was taking. I think when somebody said that it's overwritten by the next Breath of Fire, I don't understand what that means. Because it says it applies Breath of Fire. And, or wait, what does it say? Applies Breath of Fire, and Breath of Fire reduces the damage of affected enemies to you by 5%. Somebody said something about it overwriting, being overwritten by a regular Breath of Fire. I don't know what they meant by that. And yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's just a load of crap. So I'm probably going to put a talent point back in there. I'm not taking August Blessings anymore. I think I also read something about how it also increases shields from things like Disc Priests. So I think what I'm going to do is only run this talent with a Disc Priest. I think that's how it works. I think someone was saying that this Anvil and Stave at 2 points reduces the cooldown of things like your Celestial Brew and your Purifying Brew by up to like around 30% in constant combat. But I also feel like I'm starting to get into the level of difficulty where Ox Stance will actually do something. So I'm taking that now. I feel like this will actually be a big benefit. And now I'm actually going to be running Rushing Jade Wind. I don't know I don't know which one actually does more damage overall, but I'm definitely just going to go ahead and try this out. I mean, right up front, if you just look at it, 102,000 versus 69,000. But this is over 8 seconds, and sometimes you could be drinking more than one brew within that 8-second window. And this one also comes with a slow. I'm just going to go ahead and go with Rushing Jade Wind for now. I want to try it out. Still not taking any new Zhao talents, and I still don't want to add in another button of Weapons of Order. Now, I am kind of annoyed that Rushing Jade Wind is a button that I have to push, but it is what it is. I just removed my singular taunt, and I'm just going to have to be a lot better with my Ox statue and making sure I keep it near the pack. So if I am losing aggro on one thing, I'll just continuously taunt the Ox statue. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Those are my tanks. And I'm enjoying them. Look forward to what's going to happen this week. Hopefully I actually get into 10s on this guy. That'd be really nice. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the future. Bye for now.